Welcome back to my StarCraft Remastered playthrough. In the previous episode, we ended up infiltrating a Terran Confederate base for additional information. We used that information to aid the people on Antigua Prime who were under threat from none other than General Duke. Now, in order to help out the people, we ended up killing those forces with none other than Sarah Kerrigan herself. Now, if there was previously any doubt from the Confederation whether or not I was a traitor, I think now at the very least they know what's up. Norad II, secret staging area on Antigua Prime colony.
It appears that the Confederates are in a state of panic about the Antiguan revolt. I'm picking up a high number of Confederate transmissions going back and forth between their outposts and their headquarters on Tarsonis. Most of the transmissions are heavily coded, but wait, here's something.
There's a General Duke calling from Alpha Squadron flagship Norad II. We've crash-landed and are being hit hard by the Zerg. Request immediate backup from anyone receiving this signal. Repeat, this is a Priority 1 distress call.
Zerg? Here? Serves them right. About time they got a taste of what it's like to be in there mixing it up.
Jim, I want you to move in and save that base.
I'm positive I didn't hear that right.
Arcturus, have you lost your mind?
Listen, I know Duke's a cold-hearted bastard, but an entire colony shouldn't have to suffer for that. Besides, a Confederate general could prove to be a powerful ally. This is an opportunity we cannot miss.
I don't like this at all.
I'm not asking you to like it. I'm asking you to do it.
Yes, sir.
Great. Let's get this over with.
Alright, interesting move there actually. I didn't actually know that we wanted to be allies, I suppose, with none other than General Duke. I mean, he's obviously a Confederate general, so he's very much so a high-ranking officer. And maybe if we can save his life, he might help us out in return as well. All right, so our objectives for this mission are first off to protect Battlecruiser Norad II already, and then secondly, we need to bring Raynor as well as 2 dropships to Norad II. All right, fair enough. Let's get started. Interesting move there. Did not expect that one. Very cool.
Go ahead, Commander.
Do we once again have got... Oh no. I was gonna say, do we once again have got a bit of an interesting mission here with a dungeon crawling kind of setup, but no. I mean, considering we got some SCVs. And we found a base, I think it's gonna be helpful. A Terran building with hit points in the red will burn down unless it is repaired. Let's go ahead and repair that a little. We've only got a small amount of resources. Okay. So there we go, yeah. We've only got a small amount of resources right now. So I think we'll get started with this mission. Actually, I'm done with repairing already. We don't really care too much about the engineering bay. As long as we just simply build up our economy, I think we're gonna have a much easier time. Now, what's this? Oh, that's Norad II itself. Alright, so we got a bunch of troops over here. Apparently there is one of those beacons, but that's not gonna be able to do a whole lot.
That ship won't last long against those Zerg.
Okay. Well, you guys should really go into the bunker then. That's much smarter that way. So we're gonna have to make sure that we help out these people. Now, currently I've got like no income, right? I've only got 2 SCVs, and while they're gonna be able to help out here for a little bit, that is gonna be a little bit tricky. Now, there are a bunch of Goliaths here. Can I repair those with an SCV as well? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, don't do that. Please don't do that. Stop. Ugh. Zerglings in this game are terrifying. Oh, okay, we need to... Okay, we can repair it, but we do need Vespian gas in order to use that. So the question is, how much do I actually need here to move out on the map, right? Let's go ahead and first off get started by just simply leaving some spider mines behind here on Jim Raynor. I mean, we can put down 3 of them, so I may as well. And while I'm building up that economy, I wonder if I've already got enough here to potentially make a bit of a move for it. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like just simply the full-on Marine setup. There doesn't seem to be a particular downside to just playing Mass Marine. So that does mean that I shortly will need to create myself an academy here as well, so we can really start, you know, making those units helpful. Do want to make sure that all of my SCVs are mining. Sometimes it's a little tricky for me to spot whether or not a worker is actually doing something. But anyway, now that we put down a whole lot of the mines, I think we're just simply gonna try and see if we can potentially move out here. I don't really want to, like, risk this army, though. Ugh, there's a bunch of Sunkens there. A bunch of Sunkens already. I don't think we really want to bother with it just yet. I think we probably want to sit back for just a second. I'm not sure if this base is going to be under attack here, right? But I think I want to sit back for just a little bit at least. To make sure that we're going to be decent. Now, where is the Zerg going to attack from? I don't know. You just hide in that little corner. Can I actually just simply repair up the Battlecruiser? No, sadly... Wait, I can? Oh yeah, I can! All we need is just simply some Vespian gas. Alright, let's go ahead and get that started then. Because obviously if we end up losing the Battlecruiser, that's probably game over for us as well. Alright, yeah, so really what it all comes down to is that we need more income. Like, we just simply need more economy and income. I tried pronouncing income and economy at the same word right there. So it became income. Put the emphasis of the word in the wrong syllable. Sadly, all of our bunkers that we do have here are empty. But I guess we'll saturate some SCVs into that refinery right now as well. Can I repair that? I can indeed just simply repair Norad II just like that. So let's go ahead and repair this area, because this is probably going to be under attack here in just a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised. So we are, essentially speaking, on a bit of a timer. Oh, there we go. Ooh, alright. So while we are essentially on a bit of a timer here, it's hard to say how long this base will last. But I think if we just keep these units alive for as long as we can, that's probably a benefit for us. Now, there are Goliaths in this game, by the way. First time that we see those in the missions. They are essentially like... For those of you familiar with StarCraft 2, they are essentially like walking Vikings. I think that's probably a pretty decent way of explaining what they do. They're pretty good at precisely that. They do a little bit of damage. They're pretty nice. I think we're gonna make like 2 control groups worth of units. I mean, I really do like just simply the full Marine setups. May sound a little bit boring and lame, and there are a lot of exciting units in this game, but I do just simply like playing the full Marine style. It's a very powerful setup. Now, apparently Zerglings do move in. Okay then. Considering Marines shoot up and down, even if Mutalists come in, we're still gonna be alright, right? Whereas with Vultures and Fire Bats and all those units, we're gonna be in a little bit more trouble. So I'm getting myself +1 attack here. We're getting ourselves the Terran ranged upgrade. We're still repairing up that command center. Or not that command center, Rod, but that Battlecruiser right there. I think that you can go ahead and repair your buddy as well. There you go. Got a bit of a repair round. As soon as I can afford it, I'll also make sure here to... look at them. Helping each other out. That's cute. We're also going to make sure that we can get ourselves a second barracks. I think that would be very helpful. And I think as soon as we finish up Stimpack, that's when I'm really going to make a move for it. Now, sadly, obviously, we don't have any medics here, which would make this mission a significant amount easier. But it does mean that we probably will end up losing some of our Marines. But yeah, that's just how it is, I guess. Not a whole lot we can change about that. Let's push out once we have Stimpack and +1 attack. I think that would be a decent timing for it. I hope that's not a little bit too late. I hope that that base is not going to be under all too much threat just yet. But Norad II is like all the way healed back up. We got those bunkers with units in them. And some full HP Goliaths. It's going to be able to hold out for a little while. Wonder if I should leave any units inside of these bunkers. Let's go ahead and put the low HP units in there. Any low HP units in here? There are. There we go. We don't really have much use for people that are at low HP. Okay, let's start up Stimpack. And let's also go ahead and get started here with more and more Marine production. Maybe a couple of Fire Bats here and there. I mean, I've already got way too much, you know, Vespian gas right now as it is. I guess it's mostly minerals that are our limiting factor. But we got a pretty decent army here already. I'm just simply spending some time building up this fort. I wanted to wait for a little bit just to see if the Zerg would come in, but let's make a move for it. So let's see what we can do. Stimpack is done on these things. I think I'm going to actually leave Raynor at home as well as this Goliath. You guys are pretty solid at defending, and it would make the Stimpack and whatnot a bunch easier. Okay, let's go. Oh man, Sunkas are so terrifying.
Your forces are under
Yeah, we're gonna end up losing quite a few of these guys, but I guess that's just simply how it is. Sunkens are not a great thing to push into if you are a Terran player. With Marines, you definitely do want to try and see if you can overwhelm it. Now, our mineral patches are actually running rather low already. Interestingly enough. The range on Sunkens is pretty insane too. I can actually not push in there. I don't think I could afford that. Whew, that actually did way more damage than I had anticipated. Okay, the Hydras are counter-attacking here. Maybe I should take Raynor with us. I'm just a little worried that he will end up dying, you know? Alright. Let's go ahead and build ourselves a starport as well. I don't know how many troops we're gonna have to expect here along the way. Maybe playing Mass Marine in a campaign is not the greatest option. I wonder. Or maybe I should just mess up more units and just, you know, overwhelm these units rather than, you know, play it like I was there. Speaking of which, I think I'm gonna wait for just a couple of seconds and create like a second full control group worth of units, and we'll move out with 24 Marines instead. Alright, a bunch of Hydras are currently moving in. We're a couple of minutes later here. I've got a much bigger army this time around. I mean, I've also made myself a third barracks, and I'm now producing a bunch of dropships. They're actually already done. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's go ahead and see if we can make a push for this. This is gonna be triple control group right now. Definitely a little different. Doesn't make it much easier to micro, to be honest. But at least we're gonna be able to overwhelm this a lot easier. Okay.
your forces are under attack.
I don't even know if we need to take out this base, to be completely frank with you. Maybe I'm doing excessive work here. Maybe I don't even need to fight this base.
Your forces are under
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, to be honest. Get him. Thank you. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't even need to kill this. Because, I mean, the objective is quite literally here to the right? Anyway, now we're here anyway. So let's go ahead and shut and gun down all of these Zerg structures. If we can. That's probably also going to prevent these counterattacks. Plus, we actually could potentially take their expansion. I don't actually know if we can put command centers up on creep, but I'm assuming we can. Okay, there we go. I think having 3 control groups worth of units is probably more than enough. Okay, this base is once again under attack, but I mean, just simply using repair here seems awfully useful. Okay, let's go ahead and move this way. Okay, you scout ahead, Marine. See what's going on up this high ground. More Zerg. Alright, get out. Ooh, it's a queen. Of course, Zerg queens in this game do fly, rather than the ones that we have in StarCraft 2.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, go ahead and build up a bunch of those things. You guys can't build there. I think we got enough units, to be honest, to... ooh, look at that. What is that spell called again? I mean, it kind of looks like fungal growth, but if I'm not mistaken, it mostly just slows down our units. It does hurt quite a bit, though, because mobility in this game is very important. Okay. I think we could move up this ramp here. There we go. Trying to move up. Oh, look at the amount of troops here. I wonder if I've got enough.
Your forces are under attack.
I think I do. But that was actually way scarier than I had anticipated once again. I mean, Marines are pretty good, but like, without the support of medics, they are most definitely a little different than what I had anticipated. Now, we did clean up most of this, most of this map now. What if I just bring, what if I just bring Raynor over? Let's take the, the safe route as well. I think I could have just completed this mission if I just flew in Raynor, right? Look how fast these dropships are. I mean, there's spores everywhere, so we do have to be a little careful. Alright. Yeah, I guess it's teaching us the strength of spore crawlers and whatnot. Here we go. Raynor and 2 dropships. Isn't that what you wanted? Oh, I guess Raynor needs to go into that circle.
Folks are expected to show up. What's your angle here, Minsk?
Our angle? I'll give you an angle, you slimy Confederate piece of
Jim, enough. I'll handle this. The Confederacy has fallen apart, Duke. Its colonies are in open revolt. The Zerg are rampaging unchecked. What would have happened here today if we hadn't shown up?
Good point.
Your point?
I'm giving you a choice. You can return to the Confederacy and lose, or you can join us and help save our entire race from being overrun by the Zerg. I don't think it's a difficult decision.
Join forces with you? I'm a general, for God's sake.
A general without an army. I'm offering you a position in my cabinet, not just some backwater post. Don't test my patience, Edmund.
All right, Minsk. You got a deal?
You've made the right choice, General Duke.
I can't believe you're really gonna trust this snake.
Don't worry, Jim. He's our snake now.
I think we could have just completed this mission very, very quickly if I just flew in a bunch of dropships maybe in advance of, like, Raynor. I mean, if we just put, like, 4 sacrificial, like, you know, sacrificial dropships right in front of the ones escorting Raynor, and then the 2 dropships, that would probably already complete this mission with relative ease, although there may have been a whole bunch of spores right over in this area. But apparently now, General Duke, and this is one of the first major twists in the story that I did not know about, General Duke is actually helping us out. The trump card, secret staging area on Antigua Prime colony.
Commander, our position has been discovered. As of 2 hours ago, a large Confederate strike force arrived on Antigua Prime and established a base camp within our defensive perimeter. Arcturus Minsk is calling a meeting.
Greetings. I know you're all concerned about the Confederate strike force. But first, we have a grave matter to discuss. It seems our data disks didn't hold weapon designs after all. Lieutenant Kerrigan will explain.
You all know that the Confederates run a program for psychically gifted humans, training them to be ghosts. Those running the program found that the Zerg are attuned to the psychic emanations of ghosts.
So the Zerg are here for you, darling? Huh. This keeps getting better and better.
Shut up. There's been a lot of secret Confederate research surrounding ghosts and the Zerg. What we stole was a small but critical piece of the puzzle. Designs for a transplanar psionic waveform emitter. The emitters broadcast the neural imprint of a ghost, but at a much greater magnitude. These things reach across worlds.
The Confederacy used these Psi Emitters to lure the Zerg into isolated containment areas. Your colony, Mars-Sara Commander, was one such location.
What are you saying?
I'm saying the Zerg are a secret weapon developed by the Confederacy. I'm saying you were all subjects of a Confederate weapons test. Just as they destroyed Korhal with nuclear weapons to establish dominance a generation ago, they would use the Zerg to put an end to their other rivals. Only this time there'd be no outrage. Who could suspect the aliens were their creation? No, they'd be lauded as heroes for coming in and destroying the Zerg. It's time the Confederacy paid for its crimes. And I know just the way. Lieutenant Kerrigan is going to plant an emitter at the Confederate base camp. Commander, you will provide her with an escort. When the Zerg arrive, they'll break the blockade for us and we'll make our escape. Now, get moving.
That is quite the theory you have right there, Mr. Minsk. Interesting. Alrighty, so our objectives for the next mission is to bring the Psi Emitter to the enemy base, and of course, Kerrigan must survive. Okay, cool.
About this, Arcturus. I just don't think anyone deserves to have the Zerg unleashed on them.
I know you have personal feelings about this, but you can't let your past cloud your judgment.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Yes, sir.
You can use the liftoff command to move around my buildings.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting.
Really? Even the science facility can fly? I didn't even know about that.
Ready.
Can you go ahead and kill that, Kerrigan? That would be very helpful. No, don't die. Interesting. Do I just have to lift up and get all of my buildings out of there? I guess that is one option. Alright, fine. Let's go ahead and just simply evacuate everything we've got then. Apparently everything we have is currently under fire. I mean, I did not anticipate this being immediately battle right from the get-go. Let's go ahead and start up some of my... There we go. Get him. Get him. Good job. Apparently we are in some trouble here right from the get-go. Here's a Psi Emitter though. What do I do with that?
Base is under attack.
Okay, so my base is under attack pretty much everywhere. Now by siege tanks. Of course, another one of the more iconic units in the game. Not sure why these guys didn't mind, but that's alright. So previous missions actually, like, well, really only the previous one, I suppose. Against all of these Sunkens, it really was quite tricky to make the mass marine kind of style work. We are gonna end up losing 2 of our depots there, but that's alright. And there's something over here on this on right hand side of the map, and there's also, of course, a small little base up there. Alright, fair enough. Let's go ahead and just simply start once again by building up this economy. I also should consider getting myself some additional gas. And if I'm not mistaken, right, I think I can now also go ahead and create these science vessels, as I could see that right there in the Terran starport, which helps out, like, actually, it helps out a lot, in particular when it comes to the mechanical-based armies. And actually, we may be able to make a siege tank now, too. Ooh, that would change pretty much everything. Like, siege tanks are incredible, in particular with Marines. Can you maybe go over here? Can you maybe go ahead and head over in this direction? Just because that would make it quite a bit easier to produce units. Fascinating. Alright, so we got some vultures. I think we're once again going to use vultures primarily as defensive units, because they're quite tricky to make work in, like, battle scenarios. And there indeed, we can now create a siege tank. So siege tanks, of course, siege tanks in this game are incredible, okay? If there's one thing that I found out about StarCraft 1 is that siege tanks are insane. So there's a couple of good things that they are good for. Primarily, though, it's their splash damage, right? So by default, they deal a bunch of damage. But their real strength lies in the fact that you can siege them up, obviously. And well, I mean, they're called siege tanks, right? What did you expect? You can siege them up. And their damage literally gets, like, I think it's like 30 damage per shot when unsieged. And then when sieged up, it deals like 70 damage per shot. Plus, on top of that, it's splash damage. So right now, yeah, it's 30 damage right there. But it deals even more in just a little bit. Well, actually, I don't have quite stint back here on these units either. Can you guys please not kill my SCVs? That would be good. Kinda need these guys. Thank you very much. Question is, though, do we have to take down every single base here? Also, what do I do exactly with this Psi Emitter? So bring the Psi Emitter to the enemy base. Kerrigan must survive. Interesting. I think I need to bring it all the way over there, then. The question is, how am I gonna do that? I think I actually ended up losing a couple of SCVs there. Not quite what I had anticipated. So I can research irradiate. We can also research some additional energy on the science vessel, as well as shockwave and whatnot. I kind of like just simply playing with the siege tank here, to be honest. I think the siege tank would be one of our better options. Let's go ahead and research siege mode 2. And if we get that army out, that's gonna be good. Now I wonder, how am I gonna move the Psi Emitter? The most obvious choice here is gonna be with a dropship. Let's see if we can get one of those out. Okay. I think we'll just simply build up, you know, a rather large force here once more, just like we did in the previous mission, and eventually we're gonna be able to overwhelm our opponents. Let's build up another supply depot here. There we go. Siege mode is currently being researched. Let's make sure that we get ourselves the infantry weapon upgrades here as well. And then very shortly, I think I'll be adding on myself an academy as well, just so we can build those units. We could probably just go like full siege tank with some science vessels. Science vessels, of course, you know, are very nice. Like, they've got this irradiate ability as well as a bunch of other stuff. I don't know exactly how this worked again. How does the defense matrix work? All right, I believe you can cast it on like a single unit and keep them alive for a significant amount longer, which is pretty cool. But they're obviously detectors, which is great. I think we're just gonna simply bring one of them. But we could also get irradiate if we absolutely wanted to, which basically makes it so that our units, or or our science vessels can do a lot of damage, I believe, to biological units, which in professional games is primarily used against, well, at least if I say that correctly, I think it's primarily used against Zerg, just because all of their units are biological. Alrighty, so I got myself an academy. We're currently researching the ranged upgrade. +1 is just about to finish up as well for the Marines, so let's go ahead and get +1 armor here started too. We're creating more and more siege tanks and then a bunch of Marines too. Come on now, finish that up. That bar is fully researched. Oh, we can actually go to 2. Yeah, we can now go to infantry weapons level 2. Alright, awesome. Science vessels and missile turrets can be used to detect cloaked units. The scatter sweep on the comset station can also be used for detection. Can I get that now? Cool. Let's make sure that we can get the comset then as well, which will make this quite a bit easier. Anyway, I wanted to have a look here if I could pick up that Psi Emitter using my my dropship. I'm assuming this works. This makes the most sense, at least. How do I move around the Psi Emitter? Hold up. Can you do anything with that?
Add-on complete.
I don't know. I actually don't know how I can move around this Psi Emitter.
Upgrade.
I just know that I need to move it over towards the,
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting. I'm listening. Strap yourselves in, boys.
Wait, can you load that? Can only pick your own transportable units. How am I ever gonna get that over towards the objective point? Do I just have to move Kerrigan over there? And, you know, that'll be that? Alright, I think it's time for a move out. Let's go ahead and get all of our units together. That siege tank can join our party as well.
Not enough minerals.
Come on.
Not enough minerals.
Of course, we do need to make sure that we siege these things up in a proper position. So, of course, they've got quite a bit of range. I don't know if they can quite shoot away at these... or at that bunker right there. Is that possible? They most definitely can. And look at the amount of damage they deal, right? It's quite significant. It's quite crazy, actually, all things considered. Of course, the science vessel can always be used to, like, provide some additional range there. Oh, apparently I accidentally made some fire bets. Alright, fair enough. I think we may just have to, like, slow push our way through this map. I'm not sure where all enemy units are going to be located. Plus, I'm a little worried for, like, potential, you know, counterattacks here that the enemy could do. Okay, very good. But let's quickly move all of our units around and then, like, move these siege tanks in a line as well. There we go. That way we're certainly going to be alright here. If enemies are trying to be a little bit annoying. Ooh. I do have to be careful though that I don't, like, get caught with my pants down against a bunch of cloak units. So maybe I should consider creating myself a... well, first off, +2 upgrade. That would be great. But secondly, also another bunch of science vessels. Just in case. Okay. Because otherwise we may just be caught with our pants down against a bunch of these raids. There we go. Yeah, you do definitely need detection here. I'm not sure if this is the correct way of playing this, but it seems pretty good. I'm just still not sure how I'm gonna move this Psi Emitter over. Maybe an SCV! Do you think an SCV would be able to pick that up? Alright, we're currently sending one over. Also, let's go ahead and get +2 attack. Do you think an SCV can pick that up? Come on, derp SCV! Yeah, it can! Oh, awesome! Alright. You should probably head out over here for a little while. Do you think you're gonna be able to make it over there? I'm not sure if you will. Alright, +2. Right, sorry, I was getting distracted. We really don't have that much income, huh? Alright. You hang out here for a little while. Very good. I want to make sure that I create myself another science vessel, just in case, because I'm probably gonna lose this one. I don't think anyone will be all surprised by that. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, so this is getting a little risky now. Okay. Did have scan there, so that makes it a little more doable. That still ended up hurting quite a bit. Now, I don't know if it translates very well to video, but moving around your army in this game is surprisingly tricky. And that may sound as a really silly statement, but it definitely requires a bunch of practice. I mean, after playing StarCraft 2 for so many years, we can even go to +3 upgrades right now? That's insane. Anyway, after playing StarCraft 2 for so many years, you'd imagine that you would be able to move army around, right, in RTS games. But, lo and behold, not quite as easy as I had anticipated. And it most definitely is going to take me a bunch of practice before we're going to be decent at it. Don't worry, though. We'll get there. Bear with me. Alright, let's go ahead and move my siege tanks over. Like, for example, stimming when you've got several units hotkeyed, like several types of unit hotkeyed, is not actually possible. Also, I wonder how good the Marines truly are when you have no, when you've got no medics with them. I mean, it seems pretty good, but once again, we ended up losing a ton of troops there. A ton of troops. I don't actually think we got enough, once again. Alright, let's see if we can maybe move a little bit more effectively here on the northern side of the map instead. That way, we aren't gonna, like, funnel in nearly as easily, right? I assume? I don't know. Making assumptions is never really that great of an idea, I suppose. But anyway. Let's go ahead and make sure that we get another science vessel as well, just in case. There we go. And I've got a much bigger army this time around as well. Plus, we're still producing a lot of stuff.
Not enough minerals.
For example, I can bring the siege tank along as well right now. We should be alright. Can I actually engage this from the top end, though? I wonder. It looks like it. Trying to funnel units in this game, like trying to get them to through an area, not easy. Like, my siege tanks keep bumping into stuff, because they're technically speaking really large. But I guess attacking from the high ground in this game is always great, though, because you're going to be capable of just simply, you know, getting a lot more vision, I suppose. Like, basically, there's a small chance that enemy units miss if they shoot up a ramp, which makes a big difference. Alright. Okay. Try and maybe get him on the edge. So right there, for example, they're going to be able to hit quite heavily against all of those units. There we go. Infiltrating them from the high ground. I'm liking that idea a lot. Alright. Very good. Let's go ahead and bring some reinforcements there as well. And this will take a little bit of time, I suppose, but eventually we should be able to overwhelm these Terran units. Wow, did they just do a drop right there? Did you see that? Eventually, we should be able to overwhelm most of these units, and I think we're actually taking care of a lot of these troops. I think they may actually be sending in reinforcements from different angles. I mean, I think they may actually be dropping, like, things right over there. Alright, you guys, you should probably get out, because they keep on dropping things. Anyway, I think they may be pulling units from, like, every corner on this map. Just to be safe. Okay, slow push down this ramp. This siege tank is super low. Okay. Careful now. Don't need to lose Kerrigan. That would be unfortunate. Okay, trying to produce as many things here as I can. I think we're actually making a pretty good effort right now. They keep on returning more and more troops here. Very good. Now, apparently the one SCV that was carrying around this Psi Emitter did end up dying, so I'm gonna have to bring some reinforcements in here. Very good. I don't want to lose Kerrigan here. I'm a little worried that she may end up dying here, but I guess we're alright. Where's the objective at? Where's the objective? Oh, it's right here! I didn't even realize I was that close. Alright, I was sending an SCV in. We've essentially already completed the mission. I just didn't realize I could have just walked in there. I was so busy and preoccupied trying to take down their base that I think I can just simply walk them into the beacon right there. Or walk that thing into the beacon. There we go.
Just promise me we'll
Oh, we have indeed obtained it.
Whatever it takes to save humanity, our responsibility is too great to do any less.
And we have indeed obtained that victory right there. So that was a bit of a weird ending. I mean, I was looking around. I thought it was a little further up to the north of the position that we were in right now. So I was taking down buildings here for quite a couple of minutes. Turns out it wasn't quite necessary, but we have obtained the victory nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. And also, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get a notification as soon as I upload more. Other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.